My name is Nnamdi KANU. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra.
And this evening, very briefly, I want to respond to the lovely Mrs. Tanbuwa of River State, very, very briefly, that aquatic animal, because he said it's from rivers. Anything that comes from a river is an aquatic animal, isn't it? The only thing that comes out of a river is an aquatic animal. But anyway, I want to congratulate Wike on his newfound love, and I wish him and Tanbuwa the very best of marriage or spousal relationship. As I told you earlier, I will be copying their pose, because if I copy something, I admit it. I'll be copying their pose. Myself and my wife are going to pose like Tanbuwa and Wike. You know, when you're in love, we can even renew our vows. You know, and the pose was very, very nice. I understand, Wike, you are always under the influence of drugs and alcohol, perhaps to numb the pain you go through every night. But we must proceed. I also do understand that wearing pampers at your age may be very, very hurtful, but I will take my time to explain things to you the way you'll be able to understand it. Because you came out and you made a statement that rivers can succumb to secessionist agenda. And I want to let you understand that when a referendum is conducted, I'm sure by the morning you'll be going to cast your vote either for Nigeria or for Biafra. Your eyes, I mean, whatever drugs you may have taken the previous night would have cleared. You only have one vote. You do not speak for the people. You only have one single vote. And it's a shame that Fulani people are even in your village, preventing our mothers from going to the farm. You Quislings will never learn from history, but allow me to teach you what you don't know, that somebody actually brought to my attention a few days ago. Obako Ikwere, gathering of Ikwere people. Obako is an Igbo word, mind you. You wrote a letter to the Benin Kingdom seeking to identify with them. But the Benin people told you that they have no evidence that you are related to them. This fact is on record. But just to state that we must be very careful as a people not to allow the quest by, this is just written by Nikwere Manu, we must not allow our quest, or should I say the quest by some people to be politically correct, to cast us into the bottomless pit. Nobody, and I did not say Ikwere is Igbo, he's not saying that, but it is doubtless that Ikwere, as a multi-ancestral ethnic bloc, has most of its ancestry traced to Igbo land. All the crap that Igbo hates Ikwere is just a post-Civil War narrative and script that has never worked for us. The same thing they try to do between us and our Yoruba brothers and sisters. They will always divide you. The only reason why they have oil wells, they control the oil wells in your land, is because they were able to divide you. The only reason why they killed Ken Saro-Wiwa was because they were able to divide. Once it's divided, once they cut you out, they conquer you. All the oil wells in Ogoni land belongs to them in the north. And they killed Ken Saro-Wiwa in the process. The same thing will happen to you. The writer went on to explain what is called carbon dating and all the rest of it. And I want you to understand this. There is something called carbon dating. Carbon dating, I'm sure you know what it is. It is there for us to apply further beyond rabble-rousing, according to Livingstone, who wrote this very brilliant piece. Let us read it this way. What is Bini about Ikwere? Bini people denied any link with Ikwere. It's on record. Ironically, Elele people are in court in Bini claiming that they own Bini and not the other way. They claim strongly that they were in the land of Bini as owners before the arrival of Bini people, which is correct, of course, Igoromigodo. The war between Oba and the Idu people that led to migration. Even present day Ihiala came from Igoromigodo land. Are you also aware that a lot of prominent Ikwere people that have traced their ancestry to Ungwa, to Aro in Igbo land? Are you aware that Ohaji in Imo State is an Ikwere clan? Ohaji Ebema, Ohaji in Imo State is Ikwere clan. Part of Ohaji is in River State. Part is in Imo State. The same family. They cut them into two. I want to educate the idiot. Are you aware that Ohaji in Imo State is an Ikwere clan, which Professor Otinti affirmed in his book, History of Ikwere, Volume 1? Do you know about Ikwere in Imo State? In Imo State, oh, Ikwere. When you struggle to assert an erroneous Bini ancestry or kill the Igbo roots, you raise the flawed argument of abandoned property, yet for the records, because you were trained with stolen property. That is why you do not have the guts to stand up and identify who you are. Because if you say you are Igbo, the land will kill you because you stole your brother's property, as is written in the book, in the very holy book of Exodus. Thou is a commandment from God. You should not covet your neighbor's property. You think they don't know? Those of them, I mean, but I'm not Igbo. Because it is in the scriptures. Thou shalt not covet your brother's property, nor take his wife. You cannot do it. It's a commandment from God, a commandment from Elohim. That's what you're running from, because you stole properties during and after the war. The shame is too much for you to bear. So the only thing for you to do is to remove yourself. Now let me continue. Mrs. Tanbuwa, if your cocaine can allow you to reason through what I'm saying tonight. Sir Jackson MPI, first and last Ikwere to be conferred with knighthood of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, by Queen Elizabeth II of England in 1960, identified himself as an Igbo man. He was a knight of the realm. Maybe you don't know him, Sir Jackson MP, because the only history you learn is from Hennessy, cocaine, and the face of Tanbuwa. Or maybe sleeping on your back. Let me not go too far. He is from the ancient kingdom of Isiokpo. Sir Mpi works tirelessly for Igbo advancement. Are you listening? Ochicha. I'm sure you heard of Dr. Obi Wale, the first Ikwere PhD holder. He was a senator and university lecturer. He was also the only Ikwere in the 1978 Constituent Assembly, where he was selected as one of the 50 wise men that drafted the 1999 Constitution. The great Dr. Wale identified fully with his Igbo heritage and was killed because of it. Maybe that is your fear. It didn't stop there. I'm sure you know about Okobule Wanode, which is Wanade in Imo State. Wanade, as we say where we come from. The first Ikwere registrar of any university. First and only Ikwere poet and paramount title holder of Eze Ohiameru, where you have present-day Comprehensive College in Borokri, was his ancestral home before the British vacated them. In fact, our problem started with the British. They came to Borokri and took all of us away. That's evacuation by force. One or they remained a respected member of Nzuko Igbo and Ohaneze Igbo to the end of his life. Are you listening? Cocaine snorter, are you listening, Mrs. Tanbuwa? You remember Emmanuel Aguma, who was the former mayor of Iguacha, Port Harcourt, as principal of St. John College in Diobu. He was the first Ikwere to head any college. One of the 6 pre-independence Ikwere University graduates, former administrator of Port Harcourt province in the defunct People's Republic of Biafra. He was an Ikwere man and he served in Biafra. Are you listening? Emmanuel Aguma. Ikwere man served in Biafra government. He was the first Ikwere minister in 1979. Aguma was also a member of Ohaneze Igbo. Are you listening? Cocaine snorter. There is Emmanuel Uriji, a respected local government administrator, traditional ruler, a commissioner in Old River State, and core Igbo nationalist. more Igbo than my own father. He was a nationalist. This is from Ikwere. Oh dear. The immediate past Deputy Secretary General for Mazi Nnamdi Igbo, Chief Isaac Womo, is an illustrious Ikwere son from Elele. He is known to assert his Igbo identity. Equally valid, Chief Jackson Womenazu from Umukrushi in the Evo Kingdom is a member of the Elders Council of Mazi Nnamdi Igbo. Mind you, Evo is in Enugu as well. For information, we answer it as a name. In colonial documents written when Igbos had no capacity to influence anything, Ikweres also defined themselves as having Igbo ancestry. When Ikwere leaders presented their case before the 1957 Sir Henry Willings Commission, Wobo declared that Ikweres were Igbos, and Port Harcourt to Onisha had Igbo links. It's too much. Maybe he will understand this and reason. You are saying you are not Igbo because you stole properties that don't belong to you against the commandment of God Almighty in heaven. And that land is what is pursuing you. But we're not going to give up. I remember what people did to try to divide us and our Yoruba brethren. They never succeeded. And all of you will not succeed to divide the house of God. We are one. We have nothing in common with Fulani people. I can see something in common with Yoruba people. I see something in common with Middle Belt people. I see something in common, even to an extent, with even Hausa people. But I have nothing in common with Fulani people. Absolutely nothing. They are not from our land. They're not indigenous to any space in Nigeria. They are from God knows where. And out of fear, your criminality and cowardice, you're allowing them to lord it over us. Maybe because of Tanbuwa. You know, love can do anything. You know, love is blind. And I know that some of you befriended girls or boys in those days that their fathers or their mothers owned the supermarket. Or I think in my time, if you befriend a girl that the mother fries akara, you're in heaven. At least you eat akara, fresh akara every day in school. That's how it is. Maybe his love is blind. That is the way it is. We are all one people from Migodo all the way to Bakassi Peninsula. Into Ambazonia, we are one people. I'm asking you, please, to do your research very well before coming out to Mount Rubbish. We have come to the end of our program this very evening. And for those writing rubbish about, should I say, Interpol, if you want to know who is being looked for by Interpol, just go on their website and type the person's name in. That's all. The person will appear there. Tinubu, you are late. You don't know what you're doing. We live in a digital age. You no longer control the news narrative. We do, because we are IPOB. And that is why Elohim said that Biafra shall be their religion. Here on this radio, Biafra is where they will worship. Because I, God Almighty in heaven, is their God. From me, from here, as always, it is good evening.
Come on, I give you Bonnie say I want to. Him on home why na. I didn't can wear the patat. Where's the capital Gorge? Again on this state, Nando Hanese, Munai Beleba. He will manage it that. No, me. Cabini, mine and it. Oh, and now.
There won't. I got the number.
No, this president is not, President Buhari is not cut out for showmanship. No, this president is not, President Buhari is not cut out for showmanship.